who do you think we should go for, boys? Who should be the next Man United manager in your opinions, gents?
I think who's available right now, because you have to go by who's available. I don't think you're going to go and get a Simeone or an Inzaghi out of Atletico Madrid or Milan. I actually think Thomas Tuchel would probably be the best bet, unless you can get Zidane to come to England, which I don't think he apparently doesn't want to do. So Thomas Tuchel is the one that I think you should go and get. Whether it's true that he's turned them down, I don't know if that's true. But if you're saying that the case, it might be difficult. But I think at the moment, if you're looking at CVs and you're looking at who wins stuff, he's the one that I would go and get.
I think Tuchel would make them. I think you'd stop getting beat 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I think you'd become a more competitive team. It's just, does he meet? Because I feel like with Omar Barada going in there, right? I feel like they're going to try and get them playing like City, like Arsenal, dominate possession, pass, tiki-taka, right? I don't know if Tuchel's really that guy. He can do it to a certain degree. But I think Tuchel will definitely steady the ship. It's steady the ship, and because basically the thing is now with the manager, it's not even about the manager no more. It's about the problem is I don't want to go with the players again, but it's slightly different conversation. You've got a lot of trash players in that team, yeah, and like this is going to take time for the board to get those players out. It's going to take them time to get new players in. Are they going to be able to do it in one season because of FFP? So I think if Tuchel comes in, he can steady the ship for 2 to 3 years, yeah. And then maybe if you want to start to like get like a brand of football going, then you can go and get someone else. I think Tuchel's the safe option. It's a safe option.
Yeah. Do you know what you've said there though about the players? I think you're right, and this is where United fans have got to think about this and have conversations. So everybody talks about we need to put a set style of play in, and you play it even if you don't have the right players, even if you make mistakes, and you just sort of persevere. At the same time, people say in the same breath, they go, but Man United's rebuild's got to include winning trophies. They're too big, too great, too rich not to win trophies at the same time. So therefore, maybe what you've got to do is bring in a manager who plays decent football, steadies the ship, can potentially win some trophies along the way until the squad has been built to a point where it is technically ready to have a brand of football that it can step into almost straight away. So you've got to get that, and that's on Ineos, and that is on Barada, that is on Dan Ashworth to get that balance right, because there's always going to be external pressures on Man United that I don't think exists for nearly any other club in England, which is we can't go for look. Chelsea have been criticised in the last couple of seasons by fans and by the media, but they haven't won a trophy in that time. Man United will always be crucified. Whether people like hearing it or not, Souness is right. We're Hollywood FC when it comes to England. We are the most famous club in this country, and that comes with a level of scrutiny that I don't believe anybody else gets.
Yeah.
If we are playing a nice brand of football but not winning, we're criticised. Other clubs can get away with it for a little bit longer than we can. So the club has got to make that decision. By the way, I'm happy with whatever they decide to do, in the sense as long as there is a clear plan and a clear direction, and they are not massively deviating from it every 6 to 18 months.
You just want to see a plan, and whether it's like this up and downs in the road, you get it, yeah. You understand that that's part of the plan that's going to happen, but you just want to know that you're going in a direction. Can you pull up this comment in the chat from? If you just scroll up a little bit, Jardel Davis 238, great comment from Jardel there, yeah. And I don't necessarily disagree, bro. He says, LB, this ship don't need to be steadied. It needs an entire rebuild, rip it up and build it back from scratch. I don't necessarily disagree with you, Jardel, yeah. The point that I have is, if you're going to rip it up, like Terry just said, if you're gonna get rid of all these big players and you're going to get a load of youth in and really start to like try and build it up, and you get like a young manager, you're going to get tanked a couple of times, because that's part of the process. That's why I think someone like a Tuchel needs to come in. Whilst, in the background, you can rebuild it, but you need that authority figure at the top that can just keep it going.
You are right. So again, Jardel, let's say you're right. If we don't need to steady it and we need to entirely rebuild the ship, that means as Man United fans, we can't moan for a few years that we're not out sailing, i.e. winning trophies. You can't take the boat out of the water, whatever you call that, when you take a boat out of water. It's probably got a fucking name. I don't know what it's called.
It's called docked.
Docks, docked, or whatever it is. You can't dock the boat, rip it apart, have no boat, and then say, why aren't we out sailing at the weekend, Daddy? I'm not saying you'll do that, Jardel, but that's what a lot of United fans will do. Well, we ain't winning trophies. You can't do what you're asking for and then expect to be sailing at the same time. What you might be able to do, and again, this is all pie in the sky to a certain degree because we're not at the club. Maybe you've got the holes that can be fixed. But, like a lot of big ships that are out on sea or even submarines, you can still fix things whilst you're out. You can still make repairs whilst you're out and about. And then when things are ready, you can go full steam ahead. And I think we've got to get the balance right. And as I've said, I don't really mind what we do. I'll get behind it as long as it's consistent. I didn't mind. I loved LVG and Jose coming to Man United. But whatever plan of action was put in place in the beginning, 18 months, 2 years later, we ripped it up. Whatever we tried. When Ollie was sacked, they said on our website that Ollie has built a team and a squad and an identity that's ready to win. Essentially, we just need a better manager. They went for Ten Hag, and within 2 weeks, we were getting told, yeah, they're going to rip everything up and start it all again. We've done that too many times. We have to stay the... And there was a comment that said that if Tuchel comes in, there's a problem there because he wants De Ligt out immediately. But that's also a great point. If we have bought De Ligt as part of the club plan, you cannot then go and hire a manager who doesn't like De Ligt because you're already going to create a conflict. It needs to be someone. And I believe Arne Slot is this guy. I believe that Maresca was this guy this summer that looks at a squad and says, of course I want 2 or 3 new signings because everybody does every year. Pep does. Fergie did. But who looks at the squad and goes, I love this squad. I can get your brand of football working with this squad. That's the head coach we have to find. And again, it's not my job to find that person because I can't interview them and ask them. But that is what you need. You need to go and find someone. But yeah, look, I don't mind the idea of Tuchel. Again, I'm not adverse to someone like a Thomas Frank being given an opportunity there. There's Sebastian Hoeneß, I think is his name. He's the Stuttgart manager. There's a lot of good words being said around him at the moment. Look, Ruud van Nistelrooy, again, if we've got a real big name that we want, who we know we can get, but we've got to wait until the summer. Ruud van Nistelrooy is at the club as an example to step in potentially. A lot of us have felt that might have been the case. But yeah, it's hard for me to pick the manager because I don't quite yet know the entirety of our plan. Does that make... And that's not a cop-out. It's just I don't know what they're looking to do. And the thing is, they're probably not going to tell us. And that's why I'm not willing to throw Ineos under the bus yet, because why would they publicly tell their rivals what their plan is? You wouldn't, right? Nobody would. None of you are going to see... You both got sort of business plans or career plan ideas. Certain things you're not going to say online, are you? You're not going to tell everybody what your plans are, what you're going to do, because it's private in that way. You don't want to give other people the ideas, whatever it may be. But yeah, look, I'm just gutted with how it is. I think he's done. I think he'll be gone by the end of the week. International break will be interesting. But I do hope you're right, LB, that they're doing this so they can almost essentially kill off any last fight from anybody to keep Ten Hag, and it makes it a cleaner transition. That would make sense. That's the only logical reason that anybody said, to be honest, LB, as to why he's still here, to be honest with you. I've not heard anything else that makes sense. A super chat here says...
just quickly,
Thomas,
just
sorry, go on, bro.
Yeah,
sorry,
just on the fixtures, one last thing, yeah. If you sack the manager now, you're bringing in a new manager against Port all away, Aston Villa away. Grim. You could get a new manager, you could get Pep Guardiola, and he could still lose those games. Tough games. Yeah, if you sack him after Aston Villa, yeah, you got Brentford at home, Fenerbahce away, which is tough, West Ham, Leicester. Now, still some toughies in there, but it's a lot easier.
Yeah, you're right. That Brentford at home game, if the manager is sacked, and I don't know who we bring in, let's just say it's Ruud van Nistelrooy. Keep it very clean. Ruud van Nistelrooy. The crowd and the noise on the 19th of August at home against Brentford is going to be amazing for him, because you're going to get that. You will get that sense of excitement. If it's a new permanent manager by then, again, I think it will be even an even bigger kind of sort of fanfare, and that type of thing can help you. So I do agree with that, and hopefully it's right. Harold here with a super chat says Thomas Tuchel is horrible for us. PSG, Bayern, chaos. Chelsea, luckiest Champions League after Liverpool in 05. Shit football, conflicts, stubborn blame games into the Hornets hive. No, is what Harold says here. Does not want Thomas Tuchel whatsoever.
Well, I don't think Thomas Tuchel is going to be the Man United manager, so I think he's going to get his wish. But that's somebody out of the list of available names that I would look at and go, do you know what? He knows what he's doing. The others are a massive risk, in my opinion.
I hear that. Not saying Chelsea are back, but Terry, you spent the whole summer riling up LB, Potts, Sam and Mo to bash Chelsea, praising everything United did, and now look wonderful. But the thing is, though, DJ, I'll ask people their opinions. But what did I say about Chelsea this summer? I liked all their signings, barring João Felix, but that one turned out to be right. I said that I thought there was a massive possibility that Maresca would be a huge success. I said that you would improve on last season. But me asking other people their opinions is not me riling people up. These are grown men with their own brains and their own thought processes that give their own opinions. I do genuinely mean this, DJ. You're a long-time viewer. You're a long-time super chatter, so I respect you. But asking hosts of YouTube channels to not ask questions because you might not like the answers that come out, I'm not going to lie, bruv. That is one of the pansiest things I've ever heard in my life. Just going to put that out there, bro. I've got respect for you, but there's no alpha still in that one, my friend. Hit the like button, people. Thank you, Luke Skywalker. Amy here. Thank you, Amy White. She says, nah, I feel sorry for Man United's players. Ten Hag is moving like he's just left secondary school PE teaching and has zero clue. No, it is awful. I agree. Potts, pure respect for your talk on ref corruption.
Big up, bro.
We'll get onto that in a bit. Ten Hag took over United 3 months before Emery took over Villa when they were 18th. Villa are playing Bayern Munich this week, whilst we are 12th. There we go. I mean, I know he's just signed a new deal, but Unai Emery wouldn't be someone I wouldn't mind just looking at as well. But there's the big club conversation there too. If United poached Emery, would he jump? He would jump ship. Yeah, look, I still think you could take managers like that, and that's no disrespect to Aston Villa. But I think you'd have to be convinced about the way we play and the way we do things. But again, I think Unai Emery might jump at it. I know he's doing very, very well with Villa right now, but I still think Unai Emery, maybe underneath everything, has a little bit of, I want to show Arsenal. I think that might be there still. And no, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't listen. There's storylines in there. It's one of the reasons why I want Xabi Alonso is the storyline. We once upon a time, Man United hired a very, very, very good ex-Liverpool player. And he didn't just change. I mean, if it wasn't for Sir Matt Busby, the likelihood is none of you would have European trophies. Sorry, Potsy, you don't have any, but it is unlikely that anyone would have European trophies because he paved the way for that. Sir Matt Busby brought boxes into stadiums and new revenues and a style of football that had never been seen in England before. He was an ex-Liverpool player who ended up becoming a great at my club. I kind of want Alonso to follow. There's something, they say history repeats itself. I'd love Alonso and for him to be successful, but yeah, we'll see. Moving on from Man United swiftly, because I'm glad I want to get past it. I
did try and drag that out for as long as possible.
I know you did, bruv. Honestly, but it has to be done.
Like, every time you was bringing it to a close, I was just like, just one second, sorry. These players, this manager.
Enjoying it, mate. Enjoying it.
No, you got to do it. You got to do it. Because when you're in League Two, I'm going to speak about Wigan all day, all show. We're talking about Wigan and Plymouth and everybody else. So your day's coming, mate. Your day's coming. I don't think that'll happen, by the way, about what happens.